right, next human skill you might use. Building rapport. Rapport. In negotiation, rapport is a powerful determinant of the extent to which people develop trust necessary to reach agreements. So rapport is a stepping stone to trust. Okay, if you're trying to get a stakeholder on side, because we said stakeholders engaged means, a big part of getting a successful project. So if we're negotiating with a stakeholder, they'll agree to things when they trust. Okay, rapport is your stepping stone to trust. You won't get trust unless you've got some rapport there. The ability to enter someone else's world, this is what rapport is, to make them feel you understand them and that you have a strong common bond. There you go. Interesting. So how do you build it? How do you get it? Oh, look at this photo. You think they rang each other and said, "What are you wearing today?" I mean, when you look at it, it's quite astonishing how they are mirroring, or pacing is what it's called. Okay, they're doing the same thing. They're wearing the same stuff. Pacing or mirroring the other person is a graceful and respectful way of adjusting our behaviour. It says verbal, non-verbal, to a physical and psychological level where we move with the behaviour of the other person. Okay, so it's a subtle thing, all right? It's meant to be a subtle thing. So they may not be consciously aware, but subconsciously they pick up the little messages of, this person's like me. Okay, they experience you as more like them. Now, when we're like each other, guess what? That actually helps rapport. We like people who are like us, right? In fact, it goes further. When people hire people for a job, that's why sometimes we hire like, which we shouldn't do always, but we hire like because subconsciously we like that. It makes us comfortable when we're around people who like us. We're comfortable like that. Okay, we can be ourselves. So think about your mirroring. Okay, just subtle things. When you're in a meeting and somebody leans back in the chair, you lean back in your chair. That's what mirroring is. It's you kind of mirror what the other person's doing. Similar characteristics. Rapport building. There's other ways too, but that's one. All right. Creating an atmosphere of respect. So that's what you're trying to do. Setting a positive tone. Remember our talk about emotional intelligence. Positive tone. Projecting an image of self-confidence. So this directly links to that emotional intelligence aspect to build rapport. Now, in a negotiation context, if you're in a more formal negotiation, if you rush right into the negotiation without that initial pleasantry aspect, okay, a little bit of chit-chat, because the other party may feel you're being pushy and aggressive. Now, there are other factors here, as in culture, ethnic culture and so forth, that play here, but what we're saying is you need to build rapport. Before you get down to business, build rapport, particularly if you've got some challenges in your discussion. This is going to help it. The rapport building is going to help you work through your challenges with that stakeholder. Next skill, empathy. Showing empathy. Continuing the kid theme. Understand what the other party feels and what may have led to their behaviour. There's empathy. All right? Who's done customer service training? Customer service training, yeah? What do they teach you when you get the angry customer on the phone wanting to vent? What do they say to do? Empathise. Acknowledge, yes. Yeah. In fact, that word understand, that's the key bit. I understand why you would feel so frustrated. Okay? I understand, that would make you angry, yeah. Okay? That's the empathy bit. You're putting yourself in their shoes. It's a key skill. In fact, let's do a little test. Which of these statements is the empathic statement? I've had a problem just like this. I dealt with it by... Okay, that's that one. Second one, I can tell this has been a frustrating experience. Who thinks the first one is the empathic? So you all think the second one is the empathic statement? Yeah? Or you're in between? You're not sure. Number 2? Yeah? Very good. Number 2 it is. All right? Now I've got to say, unfortunately, us mere males, we are wired for problem solving. So guess what we do? We jump to the first one more often than not. Some of you might relate to that situation. Yeah. But empathy, showing empathy, is the second one. All right? It's not, don't jump to the problem solving aspect. To show that you understand their situation. All right? Next skill, generally communication. All right, communication skills. This doesn't seem to be going so well. Interesting, in face-to-face communication, you may have seen these stats before, they've been around a little while, but in a face-to-face communication like right now, okay, we use words, we use tone, we use body language, okay, to convey our message, whatever our key message is. What do you think the percentage split between those 3 ways of sending our message? Okay, what do you think the percentage is for actually conveying your message? How much do the words convey? How much does the tone you're using convey? How much does the body language convey? Give me a percentage split. Words.
10.
10?
10, 20, 70.
10, 20, 70, yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody got anything radically different to that? Pretty close. 7% is conveyed by the words you use. So that great speech, it's only going to go so far, all right? It will go far if you add the other ingredients. 38% on tone. 38%. Body language left over 55%. So in a face-to-face communication, when you're talking to those stakeholders, trying to convince them of something, persuade them, it's not the words. It's what every good joke teller has always known. It's all in the delivery. It's all in the delivery. Now, I mean, you can make lots of things of these stats. In fact, I can tell you the research that this came from found it determines whether the person likes you as to how well you deliver this, because it's the congruence of it. Okay, so when you're communicating face to face, people are picking this up. Okay, we pick up body language, we exude it naturally. You're not going to be able to control that. And people, as human beings, we pick this up. So we're picking up the body language, and does it match the words? Does it match the tone? Because if it doesn't, as in I'm saying something I don't really believe, okay, I'm not truly committed to this, we pick it up. We pick it up as a mixed message. Now, as soon as we get a mixed message, remember that trust thing? Out the window.
That's a good point, because going back to the empathy piece, if you're not portraying, through your tone and body language, it can come across disingenuous.
Absolutely.
Well. You pick up on that, and it just becomes almost patronising.
Yeah, I'm just saying it because I have to.
Genuinely wanting to empathise with the person.
Yeah, when you're showing empathy, often we might soften our voice. When we're trying to deal with somebody who's having a problem, we're empathising, we might soften our voice, and you use your body language to show your empathy. Yeah, interesting. The other interesting thing to make of this, and I said there's lots of things you can make of it, but what's our most popular method of communicating? What do we use the most to communicate in our organisation? Email. Yeah, email. Email has words. It actually has tone. All right, not always interpreted well or correctly or what was intended. It doesn't have body language. All right. So you take the context of you're dealing with a stakeholder. There might be a difficult stakeholder, and you're trying to negotiate some things to get an outcome. And you're doing it by email, because that's our most popular method. All right? Very hard to get a great result just by email. All right? The face-to-face is actually a better method if you're trying to, influence, negotiate to get a result. But we tend to do it via email. We try and do things via email all the time. All right? That's what this is telling us. All right. I'm going to show you another video where the words, the tone and the body language come together. All right? And you'll see the power of that communication when they come together well. Now I apologise, this is not a high resolution video, so it'll be a little bit blurry, but I think you'll find it quite powerful. Let's have a look.
New York City, please give up for Daniel Bay.
would knock on my door, and I would pretend to be asleep till he got right next to the bed. Then I would get up and jump into his arms. Good morning, Papa. And my Papa, he would tell me that he loved me. We shared a game. Knock, knock. Until that day when the knock never came. And my mama takes me on a ride past cornfields on this never-ending highway till we reach a place of high, rusty gates. A confused little boy, I enter the building carried in my mama's arms. Knock, knock. We reach a room of windows and brown faces. Behind one of the windows sits my father. I jump out of my mama's arms and run joyously towards my papa's, only to be confronted by this window. I knock, knock, trying to break through the glass, trying to get to my father. I knock, knock, as my mama pulls me away before my papa even says a word. And for years he has never said a word, and so 25 years later I'll write these words for the little boy in me who still awaits his papa's knock. Papa, come home, because I miss you. Miss you waking me up in the morning and telling me you love me. Papa, come home, because there's things I don't know, and I thought maybe you could teach me how to shave, how to dribble a ball, how to talk to a lady, how to walk like a man. Papa, come home, because I decided a while back I want to be just like you, but I'm forgetting who you are. And 25 years later, a little boy cries, and so I write these words and try to heal and try to father myself, and I dream of a father who says the words my father did not, dear son. I'm sorry I never came home. For every lesson I failed to teach, hear these words. Shave in one direction with strong deliberate strokes to avoid irritation. Dribble the page, the brilliance of your ballpoint pen. Walk like a god, and your goddess will come to you. No longer will I be there to knock on your door, so you must learn to knock for yourself. Knock, knock down doors of racism and poverty that I could not. Knock, knock on doors of opportunity for the lost graves of the black middle crowd themselves. Knock, knock with diligence for the sake of your children. Knock, knock for me, for as long as you are free, these prison gates cannot contain my spirit. The best of me still lives in you. Knock, knock with the knowledge that you are my son, but you are not my choices. Yes, we are our father's sons and daughters, but we are not their choices. But despite their absences, we are still here, still alive, still breathing, with the power to change this world, one little boy and girl at a time. Knock, knock, who's there? We are.
Anyone got goosebumps? Yeah, the power of communication.